In last session, I discussed in a way like, hey, we'll be doing validation rule on an account, or like, let's do an employee. So the expectation, whenever I'm creating a record for a first time, my status should be always new joining. If users select other than new joining, I should throw an error saying that, hey, for the creating for the first time, for a new records, it should be new joining. Nothing else is allowed, okay? So to write that validation, what I need to do, setup and find out my object manager, it's loading. Object manager, and I'll say employee, and then I need to pick up my validation rule. So what's the validation rule that we are decided to have? For a new record, status should be new joining, right? So let's get this. Status new joining, and because this is a new validation, I need to understand whether the record is creating or being edited. But Salesforce gives a functionality for us to understand whether the record is creating or being edited. So we have a function called isNew, which will return it's true when the record is creating for a first time. IsNew. And then I also need to validate. I need to throw an error, if it should be a new record. Status is not new joinee, then I need to throw an error, right? If it is a new joinee, that's an expected behavior. If it is not a new joinee, then I need to throw an error. So what I can do here, I'll say not of. Because this is a pick list, we should be using a special function called isPickValue. We should be using a special function called isPickValue. And what is the pick list name? That we can get it from insert field and from a status field. And text literal should go within the double quotes or a single quotes, up to your choice. Both it supports. New join. And whatever the text literals you are providing here, it's a case sensitive. Ensure that you are passing a right text literals, like here N capital and J capital. So I'm ensuring that I'm also having the same. Check your syntax, whether your syntax is right or wrong. If anything is wrong here, then you will be getting an error saying that something is found, something extra, or whatever the syntax errors, you will get it. And here, for new employees, status should be status is new join, and I'll throw this error at status field. So you can throw either at a page level or a record level or at a field level, but this is more on a status field validation. I'll keep this as a status validation, right? Let me verify it. I'm just selecting the account, okay, and I'll try to save by keeping any other thing, new joining. So it throw. There are no open positions, so interesting. Oh no, let me go back and deactivate the other one, else we'll end up in a mess. Otherwise, what I'll do, let me close it. I'll go to my accounts first. I'll increase my open positions here. That would be fine, right? I'll define like white 10. Let's keep as open-ended. Okay, validation rule. And here I am, employee, new, and I'll select anything else. It should throw an error. New joining, save. For new joining, it is allowed. Let me select as a new joining. Let's say John 12th, John12 at the rate gmail.com, and I saved it. right? So if I try to edit and if I try to save, then it should throw an error to update to contract or subcontract, okay? Even if I don't modify anything, for any reason, if I come back here, if I try to save, then it should throw an error saying that, hey, the status should be contract or subcontract, okay? On edit for a first time. Once I updated as a contract, I saved it. If I come back and edit and comes back, it should not throw any error anymore. Okay? New joining, I just kept. If I edit, then it throw an error. So for that, what we need to do? First, we need to understand whether first time edit. So what I need to say, listen this. If I edit, either it should be subcontract or contract, right? Either it should be subcontract or contract. So what I can do here, first I need to understand whether the record is being edited or not. How can I understand whether the record is being edited or not? So is new is technically gives if it is a new record. So not of is new, right? Not of is new. So now what happens? Not of is new means the record is being edited. And then uncondition. Or I can say if if the status contain new join or rejoin, it means that they are not being edited even for a first time, right? Ensure that we are enforcing once a rule is enforced. So if they are editing, so technically they should select either of this. If the record status still remains in new join or rejoin, it means that record is not being updated, right? So for that, what I'll do here, I'll write my R condition. If any of the status is new join or rejoin, then I need to throw an error, okay? So now new join. So now I'll show you other function. We have other function called text of. Text of value converts to string. Instead of use pick value, you can also use text of. But I don't recommend to use text of for a pick list, but I'm just showing there is a possibility of doing it, okay? New join, comma, and I'll say text of status equal to what is this? Re-join, okay. Re-join. Check syntax. If it is not a new record of the status contain either new join or rejoin, then it will throw an error. Please update the status of employee. Yeah. Now the validation rule is saved and cancel because this is a record. Edit. I'm trying to save. Please update the status of employee. Right? This is the second validation that we expected, isn't it? If I update rejoin also, no, it's expecting either contract, save. If I edit, now it should not show. Right? From the last conversation, we decided to have for a first time, it should be new join. And if user comes back and if they edit any employee record, if the status, it should throw an error to update the status of the contract, either contract or a subcontract. Clear? If you have any question, post me out. Okay. Yeah. Uh, that's if you are thinking to write. If you are thinking to write another validation, then you have to go with the other validation rule. You cannot have multiple validation rule in place with a same validations. Okay. Okay. So let's check it out. The other interesting factor. Let's say if employee get created, we are thinking to send an email. Okay, we are thinking to send an email to a employee email saying that your contract has been updated, your status has been updated to contract or not. As soon as status updated to contract, we need to send an auto email saying that, let's say, imagine, right, if your employment is confirmed and you will be getting information saying that congratulations, your employment has been successful, that your status now you become a contract, so and so, right? So for that, Salesforce is also providing a multiple options. We have a flows, we have workflows, we have process builders. But the initial days, the age longs, we had a process like workflow rules, which will do these type of automated automated actions on a particular record based on user updates or user modifications to its records. Okay. Let's quickly see what you to send any email any email, right? What is primarily required? We might need to have a template defined first, like what is the text, what is the outcome that you are expecting from the email, right? So for that we need to have a template defined. So let me define. There are two types of templates again. We have a classic email templates and lightning email templates. For now, we'll discuss about classic email templates, and then later I'll walk you through around like lightning email templates. Okay, classic email templates. So in classic email templates, so there are ways you can organize. Let's say you have a different email templates. If you want to organize in a folders, you can create a new folder, and I'll say if the employees. So if I created employee, so all my employee related templates I will store in this folder. I'll give read or write for all the users in Salesforce. That is what I'm meaning. Either you need to give a read only, or you want to provide read or write for all the users. Or these are the existing templates provided by Salesforce. I'm not picking any one of them. I'll create on my own. And this folder is accessible by few users or all users. So I'm saying that for all users is fine. Save. And this is my new folder called employee. If I switch my folder, I'll go back. See, this is how you can organize your email templates. New template. There are different types of templates. We have four technically. Text HTML using letterhead, custom without using letterhead, visual force. Visual force is typically a coding concept. And HTML is also a coding concept where you can have a rich text type of email. Let's say if you are sending any company email or if you are branding yourself through a communications, so you'll be having your header and you will be having your footer. You know about letterheads, isn't it? So we can have a custom is also a rich text email template, where rich text in the sense you can include images, you can include tables, you can format text bold and whatever the text formats you wanted to highlight, you can do it. But plain text is not possible. It's just a simple message, a simple email with a simple body. Okay, for now I'm trying to create a text email template. Text I selected as a type, and here we need to understand the few concepts. These are called available merge fields. Here we have Salesforce all objects available. You can go to the any objects, you can pick up the fields and you can include, and those fields you can, let's say contact, assistant, I can copy this merge name and I can paste it here. So whenever the email is triggering, automatically this value, this is a placeholder, I can say this placeholder will replace with the actual value of the record. Okay, if I say employee.employee id, so what it happens, then automatically it will get this record like pro 007, hey hi pro 007, this is so and so. So that is how you can structure your blueprint. I mean, it's a templating. So ensure that whenever you are creating email template, if you want to use for a communications, then you need to check this checkbox, available for users, available for use. Email template is name is that welcome email. I'm saying it's a welcome email. And what is the subject? Congratulations. Congratulations. And I wanted to provide the first name and last name, here name. Then what I can do, I need to pick up my employee, right? What is this employee fields, and I'll pick up my, where is this record name, employee name, where is, what is the field that we are using here, employee name, account ID, employee name. Yep, I'll pass. Now congratulations, employee name, to join in for your new offer. Right now, what happens, how it will go, if the email is triggered for this, then it will go congratulations, join 12 for your new offer. Hi, and I want to pass my employee name, right? And you have been project details or employment details, whatever you can say. Employment details, I'll say account. How can I do? How can I get my account name? If I pass my account, then what happens? This is amount account here. If I need a name, then I need to pass my account name. See, you can say account ID. This is ID. If it is an account, then it will give you a name of an account. Okay, you don't want to pass an ID. Account ID. Let me pass an account ID. So if I want to have account ID, so whatever the references you are seeing, it will not store the name. It will store the ID of a record. In bottom you can see there is a 0. Here you can see, if I highlight, you will get a URL bottom. There is a lightning /r/0015, right? That is a unique ID that will be getting from a record. That's how the object will be linked up. Now account ID, let me copy this account ID, records, admin team. So this is my template, I saved it. If I want to send a sample one, I just wanted to check how my data will come, send test email, and you can say you don't want to select, let's say simple contact, we need to select, no doubt. Admin I selected, and we have employee, what is 007, right? So okay, now you can see, hi, congratulations, Jan 22 for your new offer. Hi John 22. Pro coding skills and employment. Account is pro coding skills and the unique ID of the account is 00. Regards admin team. So this is what we expected from the email, isn't it? And now what we need to do? Now we need to trigger a changes. So to trigger a changes, we have a concept called workflow rules. We have a concept called workflow rules. Workflow rules are of different kinds. It have a create, every time edited, and met subsequently met criteria. But in this situation, when we need to perform, whenever the record is change status to contract, right? Whenever the record status is changed to contract, then I need to update. Let's say if the record status is contract, I came back here, I might have edited my name. Even though you need to send an email, hey, congratulations, you have been assigned to this project again. No, technically we don't want to do. So what we can do in the workflow rules, let's create a workflow rule, select an object. What is an object here? It is employee. Next, rule name is welcome email. And I'll say that when status is updated to contract or subcontract. And here created in the sense when the record is created, then only the workflow rule will trigger. Create and every time it's edited in the sense any changes to the object, any changes or without changes, if I click edit and I save, it will trigger that workflow. Do you are expecting the same thing happen now? Just clicking edit and say no. Whenever there is a change in the contract, then only I need to perform, isn't it? Yeah, if the contract is not being changed, for a first time it become contract and later it never been changed, so there is no point of executing. For such scenarios, we can select subsequently. Subsequently in the sense, it should come always from false to true. False condition to true condition. It means that contract status should be from new joinee to contract or rejoinee to contract. If it is already contract, even though it is contract and edit, then it will be true condition. True to before edit also true satisfaction and after edit also true satisfaction. So that will not execute, okay? And here I'll select status equals contract and I'll also select subcontract also, okay? Status, any one is possible, right? Not user can able to select both, isn't it? One possible. So any one of these, then I need to send information. So I can say logic operator or I can add a custom filter logic here. In bottom you have a button called add filter logic. This is one condition, two condition. One or two. If any one is true, true, right? And then save and next. Once we had a filter conditions added, criteria, we have a workflow immediate actions and time dependent. Time dependent actions in the sense, if you remember, if you are working in a service now, if you get a ticket and if someone commented, like admin or a service agent commented on the ticket saying that it's I need more information. If user never responded, what happens? After some particular time, after some particular hours, you'll deactivate that work that close, right? You'll be closing that ticket. So if you want to do such operations, you can write a add time trigger and define, right, 30 days after rule trigger date, or 1 hour after rule trigger date, or 30 days, whatever you can do it. But immediate in the sense, as soon as I send a comment, it should send an email. That's how it's happened in service now, isn't it? If that is happening in service now, can we do the same? Yes, we can do. We have a concept called new email alert. As soon as there is a changes in the status, I need to send an email. So let's say welcome employee email, and email template is this one. On where I stored here, I said lightning and classic both before, right? So currently we're discussing lightning and employees welcome email. You need to select the right folder. You cannot search the email template just like that. You need to choose the right folder before you search. To whom you need to send an email? Do you want to send a owner or email field? You need to send to employee email only, right? So select email fields, email, add it. And if you want to include any additional emails, that's up to your choice. Or you want to use current email address, or you can also define archive email address. That I'll tell you later. But in this case, current it goes as me. Whoever changing the status, it will go on their name. Save. Now done. As soon as you done, ensure that you activate. Okay. Now what happened? Let me go back. Employee. And I'll say 005, and here I'll update the right email that is actually needed. Support at procodingskills.com, and status is new joinee. It will throw an error. You don't have access to change the email once record is created. Such an interesting topics we created validation rules. Okay, let me create another employee in this case. Okay, employee name is support employee, and account is pro coding skills. He is active. Status new joinee. Email is support at procodingskills.com. Let me get into Gmail. I'm just getting into my Gmail workspace. So I don't see any updates, isn't it? Let me get here, activate. Let me go and change the status to contract, save. Here you go, the email. Hi, support project details. You got the email, isn't it? And pro coding institution is something which I am getting from here. Pro coding institution as a login. Let's say I don't want to see as a pro coding institution. I wanted to see as a HR team. Then what I can do? Go to setup. Okay. Just go to setup, and you have a concept called organization wide email address. We have a concept called organization wide email address. This is where you can define your email addresses properly with it. Add. I'm just adding one. HR team. And email address, I'll say that support at pro coding skills. allow all profiles to use it, and I'll save. I'll get one verification code. I'll be receiving one verification code on my inbox. I'm not showing you that for now. If you can see, this is how you'll get a verification. Once you do verification, continue. This has been verified. You can see this has been verified. This has been verified. Now what I'll do, I'll go to my workflow rules. I'll go to my workflow rules back. If you want, you can read it, but I'm just saying that don't show me this page again. I read so many times. I don't need to go through again and again. So now I'll go to my email alert. I'll edit it. Instead of using here, I'll use HR team. You got it? As soon as we configure this organization successfully verified, you can send email as them. Okay? Let me do clone, new joinee, SFDC lead. Okay, and I'm saving it. And this is my new record. I'll edit the status and I'll send as contract, save. I'll be getting an email now. Just wait. I'm loading my workspace. Now what you are getting here? HR team, isn't it?